Hey everybody, Music Power 1103 here, doing a review to season 20, so hope you like it. I have a lot of things to say about this season. This season is narrated by Mark Morgan in both versions, which was produced in 2016. There are two characters to be introduced this time. The characters are Bradford the Brakeman and Hugo. Bradford didn't really have a good appearance, though. He only appeared in one episode of the season and won't appear until season 22, Samson and the Fireworks. The episode he appeared in is called Bradford the Brakeman, where he tries to help Thomas. He has really weird rules to make, which caused a lot of confusion and delay. So what I'd say is that I don't know to consider Bradford as a good character or a bad character. He was good friend. He is the Brakeman of Samson. So, yes. And then the other character who is introduced is Hugo, the airship engine. Hugo appeared in two episodes, which are Engine of the Future and Hugo and the Airship. Not really crazy about Hugo either, because, again, he only appeared in two episodes, though. Like, they only had him on for one season and then get rid of him afterwards. Like, he is not that popular, I'd say, though. Like, he's, in my opinion, I'd say useless. So, yes. This series is the first of a large number of things. This is the first series since season 10 to feature 28 episodes. Unbelievable. I didn't expect there to be 28 episodes in this season. I thought maybe since they were going over 26, I thought maybe either one, they'd stop at 28 episodes, or two, they go over, but they stopped at 28 episodes. So basically, this series and season 10 make the two longest series of the whole entire television series, that having 28 episodes. This is the first series where the Arsdale engines appear in an episode of the television series. And speaking of that, there are 3 episodes of this series where the Arsdale engines appear in. They are Tit for Tat, Mike's Whistle, and Useful Railway. The Arsdale trilogy in this series basically focus on railway series stories. Like, I'd say that the Arsdale trilogy is a spin-off of this series, though. Like, it basically tells an old story that happened in the railway series, and now they're bringing it right here, right in the 20th season of the television series. This is the first series where Donald and Douglas, Alfie, Oliver, Max, and Monty, they first appear in an episode of the CGI series. The members of the pack have good appearances after this, though. The episode Mucking About, which is featured in this series, I love that episode. I do like how Monty and Max were causing confusion and delay by spilling their loads all over the tracks, and just so good, though. Like, the only episode that featured the pack in this series is Mucking About, a good episode of the television series to feature the pack. Donald and Douglas don't have a lot of appearances in CGI. They only have 2. The only episode they appear in this series is Love Me Tender, and they will appear once more in the CGI series, which will be in season 21. Emily in the Middle, but I'll talk about that when we get there. This is the first series since season 16 to play Thomas's season 1 theme. In the episode Over the Hill, at the opening of the episode, you could hear Thomas's old season 1 theme, basically, when they restored the old coffee pot engine Glyn, who replaced Thomas all those years ago. The first series where Charlie has no appearances since he was introduced in season 13. The first, where the narrow gauge engines appear with no episode that is about them, though. This is Trevor's first speaking role in CGI, so basically, the episode 3 Steam Engines Gruff, Trevor finally speaks now. That's his first speaking role in full CGI, and his first since the season 9 episode Henry and the Flagpole. And 3 Steam Engines Gruff was a perfect episode. Like, it was talking about very, very similar to the story of the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Like, that was pretty good. Stanley has more than one speaking role in this series since season 12. And since season 16, Thomas appears in all 28 episodes, but he doesn't speak in all 28 of them. This is the first series where Ryan, Skiff, Rex, Mike, and Bert, and Judy and Jerome appear in a television series episode. Like, for Ryan had a lot of appearances in this series when he was with Daisy, though. Like, basically, they did, like, a lot of things together. They worked together, though. Judy and Jerome had a good appearance in the episode The Missing Breakdown Train, as well as Ryan and Skiff did in the episode Ryan and Daisy. However, I am not really a fan of Daisy, though. Season 20 would have been Daisy's first speaking role since Season 4 episode Bullseyes. But even though that I don't really like Daisy, I do like how they were starting to bring old characters back. This is the first series since Season 14 where Birdie has a non-speaking role, as well as since Season 17 where there is no episode in this series where Emily is the main character, as well as Season 6 where Duncan only speaks... he only has 2 appearances in this series. Timothy and Reg have no appearances since their introduction, which was all the way back in Tale of the Brave. And more things I have to say about the season that this is still the first of is this is the first series since season 15 where no episode in the series has Thomas's name in any of the titles. And the first since season 18 where Paxton has, again, only 1 speaking role. So, yeah, this series is about a lot of things. But speaking of how Thomas's name isn't in any of the titles, this series has 28 episodes, that's a lot, and yet his name is not in any of the titles. The only things that this season is about is that Rosie has no appearance since her introduction in season 10, and Dart has no appearance since his introduction in Day of the Diesels. And this is the only series where Spencer, Scarloey, and Mavis have no speaking role since their introductions. This is the final series of One Thing to Me, the final series where Keith Wickham voices James for the UK. So, this is basically all I have to say about Season 20, and we'll see you later.